McKell who gets a catch. He's got Patrol.
Summer shifts slowly into fall. School sports start up once again, and we're pleased to bring you a rivalry matchup as the Hill Murray Pioneers and White Bear Lake Bears do battle once again, this time on the soccer pitch, exclusively here on SCC Sports. All by myself tonight, my name is Alex Westhead, pleased to join you for the start of this 2017-2018 high school sports season right here on SCC Community. We'll start by taking a look at the weather for tonight. A beautiful August night here in White Bear Lake. Mostly sunny, 72 degrees, 52% humidity, and slight winds out of the east. A picture-perfect fall night here in White Bear Lake. We'll go ahead now and take a look at where the Hill Murray Pioneers finished up last season, entering as the 6th seed in the Section 4AA playoff. They decided that they would go through St. Croix Prep School and St. Paul Como, upsetting St. Croix Prep, but could not make it past the Panthers of St. Paul Como and falling in the semifinal round in Section 4A. As we take a look now at the White Bear Lake Bears in Section 4AA, entering as the 4 seed, defeating Park 3-2 in the opening round, but falling to eventual section champions Stillwater 3-1 in the semifinal round over at Stillwater. As we'll go ahead now, take a look at some of the key players here to watch as the captains meet at the center of the pitch for their regular captains meeting. There's Troy Tischler, the senior now for the Hill Murray Pioneers, an excellent goal scorer, certainly. Last season, he had 6 goals and 7 assists, including section play. And in section play, he led the team with 2 goals and 2 assists in their 2 games. As we switch over now to the White Bear Lake side, we'll take a look at junior number 20, Carter Ehlers. 2 goals and 0 assists last year on a team that has had a lot of junior to senior turnover, and many graduating seniors left this team with lots of holes to fill, and certainly Carter will be one to step up for White Bear Lake tonight. And we'll be right back coming up. Bears Pioneers Soccer Edition right here, your home for Bear Soccer on SCC Community.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. The best part about playing soccer is that I get to run around and have fun. Just because I had a heart transplant, I don't expect people to take it easy on me. I can still do anything they can do. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live. I feel like it's my responsibility to live each day to the fullest. And the thing I look forward to the most is having my own family.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
I am a veteran, and my victory was finding the strength to be a champion.
I am a veteran. My victory is having a job I can be proud of.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
My victory was finishing my education.
Mine is proving a disability is not a limitation.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
My victory is having my new battle buddy.
As veterans face their challenges, DAV is there to help for victories great and small.
I'm a veteran, and my victory is getting the help I needed to put my life back together.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support.
I am a veteran. My victory is being there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back inside White Bear Lake Stadium for the first of 2 games here on this August 24th. The first matchup, the rivalry matchup between the Hill Murray Pioneers and the White Bear Lake Bears, coming here from White Bear Lake Stadium on the campus of White Bear Lake High School. All by myself tonight, I am Alex Westad, pleased to be doing this game and starting off the 2017-2018 high school sports season here for our Big Four schools, as we look to get things going here with an exciting soccer matchup between the Bears and the Pioneers. Last season, these two teams matched up, with the Pioneers being victorious by a final of 3-1. Of course, as a new school year begins, many of these faces are new, unfamiliar. However, the rivalry between the Bears and Pioneers is constant. As we look to begin this one here, several handshakes being exchanged between players on both sides. I talked with head coaches of the Pioneers and the Bears, both teams very familiar with the rivalry. As we take a look at the White Bear notes from head coach Carl Gendy, he talked about his team becoming a team during their trainings and playing for each other. Last year, the Bears struggled a little bit in the early going as they look to improve on their season standing last year. They want to play with a high energy and focus and look to really control the pace of play as they look to get their season going. And a huge rivalry. Start strong and play hard for each other, and they can get the win tonight. And we'll take a quick look now at Jeff Zupfer's Hill Murray Pioneers to play with pace, trust, and confidence, and hope that the senior leadership sets the pace of their team. I talked with the head coach, and he said that if the seniors can maintain a pace and that they can push the play down towards the White Bear Lake end, that they'll be successful. And then talking about notes for a player, senior keeper Matt Langer, he wants to play big. He said he's a very big kid, and he looks like that as we take a look at him there on the right side of your screen. And he wants him to communicate with the back line, especially defensively, so that way if a shot on goal should reach, the defense is able to quickly sweep it up and take care of it from there. As the head referee plays the whistle, play will begin and the Pioneers will take it. Moving left to right across your TV screen, the Bears, of course, moving right to left in their home orange uniforms. Looks like there's a white trim down the shoulder along the waistline as well, and black shorts for their home kit. And for the Pioneers, looks like an all-white combination with green numbering and a red captain's armband, currently being worn by number 10, Troy Tischler, a position which we expected him to be in the course of this season. As the Bears look to take it into the attacking half, of course, the lines here drawn for football, not necessarily this kind of football, so we will do our best to keep track of the lines for you. As the Bears gain control again, here's Lauren Altman, the junior forward, taking the ball quickly in past Tischler before leaving it on to the far side there as they look to begin the offense. All the way back now to Spencer Millard, and then back into the center now for Karsten Kletty. Kletty turns it over, and the Pioneers can take it back the other way, but a great defensive stop there by Francois Mua keeps playing the attacking half for White Bear Lake. Quickly in now, Austin Carroll, the senior forward, kicks it up, and it comes off of a Pioneer, and so the Bears will maintain possession here now in this first minute of play. You'll notice that this season on SEC Sports, we used to be able to have a camera focused on the scoreboard so that way we could keep time that way. However, as we received some new technologies and new upgrades to our truck, we have decided to find a way to upgrade that score bug. So you'll notice that the score bug might stop a little bit during play here tonight. But that's just the case of us trying to figure out how we are going to use this technology and how to best do it effectively. As a long pass sails out of bounds, and the Bears will regain possession in their own defensive half. Some nice pace going on here in the early going in the second minute of play as the Pioneers intercept the inbound pass. The Bears start to move it once again. Comes now to the Pioneers. Here's number 2. As the ball goes out of bounds. Of course, I noticed that lots of people switching between varsity and junior varsity squads here for both of these teams. Of course, the first game of the season for both White Bear Lake and Hill Murray. A chance for both teams to figure out what works best for them offensively, defensively, and in the middle of the field as well. So here we go. Once again, the Pioneers turn over the ball before it's quickly gathered up and fought for as it comes all the way back now on the near side here for Lauren Altman. Altman, a long pass all the way over to the other side of the pitch. Still onside, though, very nicely is Carroll. Carroll incorrectly. That's Nathan Leopold, a senior defender who came up into the play. A little bit too far for Altman there, who holds it in, though, right on that line, that white striped line. As we get a whistle here, and I believe we'll have a foul and a free kick coming for the Pioneers. Coming in to take that free kick.
Free kick, Hill Murray.
Senior defenseman number 11, Andrew Moon. When I talked with the head coach, Moon was one of the players who Jeff Zupfer focused on as being a key player to making sure that the ball can stay away from Matt Langer as much as possible. And certainly a great start for them as they were able to draw the foul, and the free kick back the other way is here come the Pioneers once again. A turnover, though. And here comes White Bear Lake trying to establish their ball. As Francois Mua gets it up ahead now for Karsten Kletty, and then across onto the far side for Austin Carroll. Carroll tries to send it in front, but the Bears, knowing that they were offside, simply cleared out the back of the end zone, and that should be a goalie kick coming for the Pioneers.
Corner kick, White Bear Lake.
To continue once again. It looks like it'll be a corner kick for White Bear Lake as it came off of the Hill Murray player. Like it'll be Grant Miller to take it, the midfielder. Eventually, as the ball comes sailing in from the sideline, both benches on the far sideline. As we wait for this corner kick, and the set piece can be set up by White Bear Lake. Corner coming in, a nice little cross opportunity in front, and a header goes up and into the arms of Matt Langer. We talked about his size. His height certainly helped him on that one as he was able to go up and get it. An early shot on the header for White Bear Lake, and they get the first shot of the game. Couldn't quite translate into a goal just yet, but they'll have lots of time left to do that. As the Bears now taking it back in their defensive half of the pitch. Here's Mua. Gets it all the way back now, and that's Colin Hupert, the senior, starting in goal for White Bear Lake. As it gets it up once again for Grant Miller. Miller onto the near side now for Garrett Christensen, the senior. Before once again to Mua. Mua, a pass through the center of the pitch, and then back right once again to Kletty. Kletty almost turns it over to Morgan Geese. Geese, a player that we saw last year do exceedingly well in the midfielder role for this Pioneer team. Here comes Altman now, who is tripped up, and we should get a whistle there. And I believe White Bear will get a free kick out of this. Lauren Altman, the junior forward for White Bear Lake, taking the free kick in this situation. As White Bear Lake gets their second set-piece opportunity of the evening. As Altman's kick goes high over the header. And it's able to go out of bounds. And White Bear Lake should
goal kick, Hill Murray.
Play defense as the Pioneers will get a goal kick. So as we wait for the ball to be played out of the goalie box. We'll wait for the whistle now inside the 6th minute of play here. Of course, high school soccer in the state of Minnesota played with 2 40-minute halves, a halftime in between those halves. And then, of course, if it were to get to penalty kicks in a playoff situation, would certainly do that, but something that I have not seen as of yet. As it's fielded on the far side by the senior Kenny Laramie. Now, and the Pioneers can continue to move the ball.
Free kick, White Bear Lake.
Bears are given a free kick now, and they'll play back in their own defensive half. There's a long pass headed over by the Pioneers, and they'll take control once again as there's Ben Bonnen, I believe son of Brian Bonnen, former White Bear Lake grad and standout, who is another player when I talked to the head coach, Jeff Zupfer, about players who would make a strong contribution for this young Hill Murray team. He said that Bonnen would be one of the ones who would need to step up, especially in the attacking half, to create opportunities and create chances for the Pioneers. As a free kick now comes to Hill Murray. A nice arcing kick over into the goal box area. It can be fielded there by Blake Dornadin up from the junior varsity, and he runs hard after it. It'll be a Hill Murray throw-in. As here's Vinny Hurley now lost it to White Bear Lake as it comes all the way back to Tischler. Tischler fighting there with Altman now for the ball as the Bears are able to gain control. Here's Miller now. Up ahead now for Altman once again. Altman turned it over, but a Bear almost got it back before the Pioneers were able to go after it again. As here comes Vinny Hurley now. Hurley, long pass up ahead for Dornadin. Dornadin coming in on the near side. Gets it up ahead, plays give and go with Ben Bonin. Nice job of holding in the line there for Dornadin. Dornadin moving in now before losing the ball out of bounds. I believe this will stay with Hill Murray.
Goal kick, White Bear Lake.
Once again, I am wrong as it is a goal kick for White Bear Lake. So the goaltender, Hubert, will wait for his team to set up, and then he'll kick it long, and he does. A nice line drive kick right to Mua in the center of the pitch. Mua up ahead on that far side for the Austin Carroll as he tries to get it ahead for Altman off the top of the head. Then another head as the Pioneers will turn it to their goaltender Langer to start play up once again. Langer puts it into the air before it's gathered by Dornadin there. Dornadin working around the great defensive play there of number 13. We don't have his name on the roster, unfortunately. As much of what I was given when I walked through the gates today was a short roster, no JV names, nothing of note. So if you're watching this, I do apologize if I do not know your name. I will talk to the PA announcer at halftime to try and figure out some of who these players are. As play will continue now in the center of the field as Grant Miller gets it across for Mua. Mua up ahead now for Cletty as it goes all the way on that far side for Austin Carroll. Up ahead now as it goes to Spencer Millard. Millard tries to cross it for Altman but could not do so, and the Pioneers send it back to the far side where Carroll's able to get to that. And then the Pioneers send it up ahead now. Here's Witzani now for the Pioneers, sending it up ahead, but the defense is strong for the Bears, and the goaltender Hubert's able to get there. As Hubert now, high kick right into the center of that B before it comes all the way back to number 13. 13 sends it down for Mua, and then plays back again to number 13. Over there now on the far side for Austin Carroll once again. As here's Carroll now, working up ahead with Millard. Fight for the ball there as Millard's able to gather it again. Millard, very tall, standing in the center of the field here. As here's now Grant Miller, who sends it up ahead. All the way back now for Mua. Mua avoids the tackle very nicely. He's able to feed it in front for that number 13 before Langer comes out aggressively to take that ball away. And so far here now in the 11th minute of this game, we have no score. But the Bears with 2 shots on goal, nothing to show for it. Pioneers yet to get a shot officially on goal against Colin Hubert. As the ball comes to the Pioneers on this near side, Blake Dornadin gets it off there now for Bonin. Bonin as Tischler sends it well ahead as the Bears gain control of it defensively. But Dornadin with a great move to get it off. Dornadin with the ball on the far side, tries to send it back there for Vinny Hurley, but could not. But Hurley quickly able to take it off. A great challenge there by Mua. The whistle comes, and I believe that we have an offside as we take a look at this challenge again by Mua. Oh, it looks like he missed the ball just a little bit, and that whistle did come. And because the ball went out of bounds, it's a goal kick for White Bear Lake. As Mua heads it all the way up and gets it back to himself before playing it once again to Miller. And it goes all the way back now to Casey Schroeder, senior defenseman. Feels like initially here in these first couple of minutes that White Bear Lake has had the better of the play, but of course Hill Murray always able to respond. When I talked with the head coach of the Pioneers, I mentioned his 0-4 start last year and his keys to avoiding that same start this year. And so far, Pioneers have played well defensively as we'll get a ball out of bounds. I believe it's a corner, and it will be. As we await for play to continue here now. It'll be a corner for White Bear Lake, and Grant Miller will take it for the Bears.
Corner kick, White Bear Lake.
Third Opportunity on the corner now for the Bears. Sends it in front. It's a little bit too far for everybody, but Spencer Millard's able to get there. And it's controlled all the way back now for Mua. Mua deflected nicely out of bounds by Morgan Geese, and the Bears can quickly start play back up again. But the pass inside, not fast enough. And the Bears will have to fight the Pioneers off for possession. As here's Millard now, working in around the defense before sending the ball out of bounds. And I believe the Bears will keep it again, as here's Altman. Over for Mua now into play. For Gleddy now, and then back to Altman. Altman headed ahead for Carroll, and a whistle will come, and I believe that Millard was just a little offside. And the Pioneers get a free kick as they start to warm up some subs on their side of the sideline on the far side of the field. Up ahead, a nice intercepted pass there, and it comes all the way back now to the Pioneers for Andrew Moon. As here's Moon. Pass through the center, intercepted there by Cletty before Millard can take control once again. Here's Millard. All the way back now as the defense hopes to reset for his brother Bradley Millard. And it goes to Austin Carroll on the far side. It looks like he missed it. And the Pioneers will take over control as Kenny Laramie will take the ball and throw it in for the Pioneers. Here's Tischler now. Tischler sending the ball well up ahead before it comes back now. And the Bears are able to take control here as here's Cletty now. Cletty up ahead as Carroll's able to get a fortuitous rebound, as right into the chest of the goaltender Langer. And the Pioneers will look to start their attack once again. Here's Langer. He'll take it himself. He'll kick it well far of the 50-yard line, and it goes out of bounds, and the Bears will be able to take control. So here's Mua playing catch on the near side. Tries to get it up ahead. I believe it came off of Morgan Geese, and it did. And the pass intended for Altman as the goaltender Langer comes out, and a shot high, bouncing, and just a little bit too far. Good for a field goal. I believe offside.
Goal kick, Hillmurray.
But unfortunately not good enough here for White Bear Lake. Now the 15th minute of play here. Bears, Pioneers, no score. Want to thank you for joining us here in this early season first game of the year for 2017-2018 on SCC Sports. Alex Westhead, all by myself here tonight at White Bear Stadium, a classic rivalry matchup between the Bears and the Pioneers as we look to start this season off on a high note. As the ball comes all the way on that far side to Kenny Laramie. Laramie battling with Altman. And I believe the flag is pointing towards the offensive direction of White Bear Lake, so it should stay in possession of the Bears as they look to set up an opportunity here on the far side. As Altman looks to take that ball for White Bear Lake. As here's Carroll. Carroll sends it back. A little bit too far for Miller as he able to gain possession. And the Bears can take control, and Bradley Millard across now for Casey Schroeder. Schroeder up ahead, intercepted by Tischler, avoids the hit there of Millard. And the Pioneers look to have possession before they started heading back the other way. Grant Miller now. Miller over cross for Mua. Mua with a nice little move to shake off Geese. Mua working in now with a nice ball. I believe I almost lost my mic capabilities, but it sounds like everything's good to go. As the ball went out of the corner.
Goal kick,
Hillmurray. Looks like Hillmurray will get a goal kick here. I've noticed that Langer seems to defer many of the goal kicks to his defenseman, Andrew Moon. Moon seems to have a little bit stronger of the leg. Certainly see that here as the Bears quickly regain possession before Kenny Laramie is able to gather for the Pioneers, but defended off nicely by Altman. And I'm going to switch mics here, folks. Just a little bit of a technical difficulty, so I'll be with you in just a couple of seconds.
Corner kick, White Bear Lake.
Carroll the intent, but it did not quite go, and now I think that we're back. Sorry about the delay, folks. We did have a little bit of technical difficulties, as can happen with electronics. So we'll try to catch things up for you. As here's Tischler now in the center of the field for the Bears, or for the Pioneers, rather. I would hate to make that misconfusion. As the Bears take control, a nice little step around another defender and avoids a great little check there by Jack Schwartz of the Pioneers. Fighting off Geese. Puts it to the far side before Vinny Hurley's able to gather it for the Pioneers. Hurley now in his own corner, stepping around a couple of defenders, gets it up ahead, but the Bears intercept quickly. Cross now for Mua. Mua racing in with the ball. Tries to get it for Millard before Kenny Laramie is able to take control for the Pioneers. Off the head of Dornadin, and the Bears can control with that. On the near side, here they go. Bears try to send it off, and I believe the play was out of bounds, and the Pioneers can take control on this near sideline, nearing the halfway point here of this opening half of play. As here's Hurley now, up ahead for Geese on the near side. Geese, a booming kick high over everybody, and the Bears are able to take control with a header before turning it over, and a subsequent header allows the Pioneers to take some control before Mua gets there for White Bear Lake. As here's Dornadin now for Geese. Geese sends it in on goal. And Colin Hubert comes out to make the save for White Bear Lake, as Hubert will take the ball. A nice high end-over-end kick intended for Altman before being controlled by the Pioneers. As here's Polsky now. Stephen Polsky tried to send it up ahead, but Carroll intercepts. Here in the center of the field now is Carson Coletti before Mua gets there. And the Pioneers look to take control. Send back in, it's a race to the ball. Pioneers and Bears collide as Hubert sends it well ahead, and the Bears might have an opportunity here. Here's Altman now. Shot high over the goal. Sails out of bounds as some great defensive pressure from Hill Murray forced him off his game. And a couple of quick chances both ways for the Bears and the Pioneers. Both go empty.
Number 20, Carter Ehlers. Goal kick, Hill Murray.
As we hear now some changes for White Bear Lake. Carter Ehlers coming on, a player that we featured last year with 2 goals. And, of course, with every season, there's an opportunity for new players to come on and make an impact, one of those being freshman midfielder number 10, Daniel Vargas, making his first varsity appearance as a freshman tonight. He'll be standing in the middle of the field wearing number 10. Of course, congratulations to him. As many people from SEC Sports know, and people that watch our shows, they know that I am a substitute teacher in the White Bear Lake District and student taught there as well. Daniel being one of my students, certainly very proud of seeing him here on the pitch tonight and hope he does well. As the Bears fight for the ball with the Pioneers. Here comes Casey Schroeder trying to reestablish play for White Bear Lake before he touches the ball, I believe.
Free kick, White Bear Lake.
Well, and Carroll takes control now on that far side. Carroll back defensively now for Bradley Millard. Up ahead now for Garrett Christensen. Christensen to this number 13, and then back once again for Bradley Millard. Millard around a great check there. As here's Millard comes now up all the way. A long pass up ahead now for Carroll. Carroll gets around one defender. Carroll with a shot on goal. Great save by Langer as the ball comes out, and the Bears should get a corner from this. Great save there by Matt Langer to take away the opportunity. As he got out, he challenged, he used his size and his speed to take away any angle that Austin Carroll might have had. Taking the goal kick for the Bears, it'll be Grant Miller. As the Bears with their 4th corner of the game now here with 17 minutes to go. Miller's kick high over the edge. Evades all the Bears before the Pioneers can take control as Geese just lets it go out of bounds. And Hill Murray can take control in their own defensive half, as it is a throw-in for the Bears instead. Here's now is Altman up ahead, center of the pitch for Mua, but defended nicely by the Pioneers. As White Bear Lake tries to keep it on the attacking half, but the Pioneers have a little counter rush going. As here's Ryan McFadden on the far side, who got it out ahead to Tischler. Carroll takes control for White Bear Lake before Stephen Polsky takes control for White Bear. Up ahead now, and the ball goes sailing out of bounds, hits a backpack on the far side, and I believe Hill Murray will have possession and a throw-in here on their offensive half. Ball goes in now as Joe Soniker takes control. On to the far side. As here's Hurley. Hurley tripped up. No whistle comes. Parents of the Hill Murray Pioneers out in full force as usual tonight. As Altman with the ball now. Altman slows it down before getting it to the center of the field for Vargas. Vargas up ahead now for Carroll. Gets it right back. Vargas now. Up ahead, too far. As he intended the pass for Ehlers, and a great defensive play by the Pioneers. As here's Altman. Altman, great move around Tischler. Tries to get it up ahead and just too far as Moon controls. But Altman right there again. Pestered by Hurley as Hurley is able to take it out. Hurley for Mua now. Mua up ahead. Altman leaves it for Mua once again onto the near side. As the Bears continue to look to strike first here in this one. Moon kicks it out of bounds and will stay here for White Bear Lake. The Bears get the throw in now here with 15 minutes and counting left to go in this opening half. Some great chances, great back and forth play from both of these teams as
entering the match for White
soccer
Bear Lake,
season
number
starts
17, Matthew
tonight,
Johnson.
as well as many of the other sports behind it. Here go the Bears as the kick goes out of bounds. It'll stay in the possession of the Bears as it came off of Dornadin for Hill Murray. The throw-in intended way up ahead for Johnson. Johnson, fresh into the game, a shot on goal, but no one's able there to follow it up. And the Pioneers look to move it back out. A high kick into the air. Given over to Tischler now. Tischler for Geese. Some great defensive play from White Bear Lake, as here's Hurley now on the far near side, rather. Out of bounds, and White Bear Lake will gain possession right next to our microphone. Long header intended for Ehlers. Too far, and Geese takes control. Geese now for Schwartz. Sends it high out of bounds once again, and the Bears have another throw-in. It comes into Mua now. Mua looking center of the pitch. Too high for Vargas, but gets to Carroll on that far side. Carroll now gets it ahead for Vargas. Vargas cuts it back. Spreads it for the center of the field for Mua. Mua defended nicely, though, by Tischler. As the ball is cleared once again back into the attacking half by Casey Schroeder. Some great pressure from White Bear Lake to clear the ball whenever Hill Murray has entered the zone. Ehlers tried to get around a couple of Hill Murray defensive players before it simply goes out of bounds. We'll have some more substitutions coming in for both teams, White Bear Lake and Hill Murray. A White Bear throwing on the far side. Daniel Vargas will take it. Vargas throws it in.
Entering the match for White Bear Lake, number 9, Garrett Christensen.
Center of the pitch goes Grant Miller. Miller too far, and the Pioneers will take it after some more substitutions will come on for Hill Murray. Of course, as we wait for play to
entering the match for Hill Murray, number 7, J.P. Yoakum.
2 substitutions here in the Minnesota State High School League and professional
16,
leagues such as the
Ethan
Premier
Hensler.
League or Major League Soccer. They are limited to 3 substitutions a game. Of course, in here, they can sub at a whistle in the effort to incorporate as many people as they can. As Geese now gets the ball in the center of the pitch. Tries to send it for Tischler playing back. Tischler now for Hurley. On this near side, Hurley dribbling to himself. Up ahead now for Geese, around a couple of defenders. Geese way up ahead for Sonaker. Sonaker defended nicely by the Bears. Sonaker, opportunity in front now. Hill Murray tries to get a shot off, but they can't. Comes all the way back now, and an opportunity, but Andrew Moon hustling very quickly back to the ball for the Pioneers. Moon taking it himself. Moon around another defensive play by Mua to get play up in the attacking half. Here's Moon's sending it in, but it comes all the way back out, and the Pioneers can reset again. As Polsky on that far side tried to get it ahead, but it came off of Garrett Christensen out of bounds, and the Pioneers will have a throw-in in the attacking half. On the far side, Kenny Laramie. Laramie throwing it in, defended nicely by Vargas as a whistle blows. Perhaps a bit too early on the throw-in, and the Bears will look to throw the ball in and maintain possession as Vargas will take it on the far side for White Bear Lake. Like now instead he would give it to Garrett Christensen. Christensen now sends it in for Vargas. Then back once again. Up ahead. Turns it over, and the Bears can take control now. Here's Mua, Francois Mua, the sophomore midfielder. Bears send the ball out of play, and the Pioneers can take an open look throw-in for themselves. As here's Hurley. Up ahead now for Geese. Geese almost turns it over before Hurley's able to get back. Hurley back for Geese on the near side, defended nicely by Mua, and the Bears take control. Here's Mua. Sends it across now, around one defender, as here comes Grant Miller. Miller trying to work it over now for Mua. Mua avoids some defensive pressure. Bears are content to take their time. Here's Zach Tom. First time calling his name tonight. As here's Miller now on this near side. Up ahead now as here's Ehlers. Coming in, a kick into the attacking half, and Hurley's able to take control for Hill Murray as they head up the other way. Intercepted nicely, though, by White Bear Lake before Sonaker is able to take control, and rushing back super fast is Casey Schroeder. He just sends it out of bounds so the Bears can get a free kick as we head now down into the 31st minute of this opening half. No scoring. Some good opportunities for both teams. Both teams with shots on goal, but nothing to show for it. Here comes the Pioneer throw-in. As Laramie threw it in. Got to Schoenecker. As it went out of bounds. Continuing to bounce all the way onto the outside of the track before the next White Bear goal kick.
Goal kick, White Bear Lake.
So here's Langer now as we take a look into the stands. We saw some Pioneer faithful. A long kick here from Langer up ahead, headed nicely by the Pioneers' Stephen Polsky before it goes once again out of bounds. And another throw in here and some substitutions as well for the Pioneers. Polsky will come off. I believe that's number 3, Tucker Davies, sophomore midfielder for the Pioneers, coming in.
Entering the match for Hill Murray, number 3, Tucker Davies.
White Bear Lake now with the ball on the far side. Here's Carroll. Sends it well up ahead, too far for anybody to do anything, and it'll be a goal kick upcoming for Hill Murray. Pioneers set up their goal kick. Tischler will come back to take it.
Goal kick, Hill Murray.
Bears defending well in the middle of the field, looking like they're running a 2-3-2-3 system going front to back. Perhaps I'm wrong about that, of course, but that is what I see right now. We get a whistle, and it should be a free kick coming for White Bear. Perhaps Hill Murray as the sides quickly change. As the Pioneers take it up ahead, J.P. Yoakum back to the lead official as Tischler will take this free kick.
Free kick, Hill Murray.
A catalyst for the Hill Murray offense. Looking to spark something here in the last couple of minutes here of this opening half as Tischler sends it straight in, looking for a header opportunity, and it comes all the way back out, and the Bears can successfully clear. As Gets up ahead now on that far side for Johnson, Matthew Johnson, senior forward. The ball comes out of bounds and it can be saved there. Comes in for Vargas now. Vargas sends it back. And the Bear defense can swing the ball around their side of the field as much as they'd like. Dylan Olson now. Correction, that's Zach Tom once again. Tom up ahead. Switches places with Vargas. And it goes up ahead for Johnson, but too far as the Pioneers' Tucker Davies can take control. Davies on that far side for Ethan Hensler, senior midfielder, but the Bears take control once again. Schroeder. That far side up ahead now. The Bears try to work back the other way. As here's Mua. Mua sending it back now for Miller. Miller working to the center of the pitch. It gets too far now for here's Tom. Tom up ahead onto the near side. Gets around Hurley. Still fighting with Hurley and some great battling going on there. Carter Ehlers takes control for Vargas now. Vargas for Miller. Miller sends a shot on, and Langer quickly comes out to stop that one. Another shot on goal for the Bears. Without an opportunity or without an actual goal going up on the board, but some great pressure from White Bear Lake to keep play on the Hill Murray defensive half as a bouncing ball that looked like it caught the part of the foot of Langer. Keeps play in the White Bear Lake attacking half as here's Mua sending it all the way back now for Millard, who can set things up once again. Into the center of the pitch for Vargas. Vargas loses it to Mua as they lost a battle there quickly. As the Pioneers try to send it back the other way, Wizitani up ahead. Now on the near side for Schoenecker. Schoenecker tries to get around Mua, but defended well. And the Bears look to start this run back the other way. Mua sends it right into the feet of Geese. Here's Tucker Davies now, sends it back for Hurley. Well, and the Bears take possession once again. For Vargas now. Turns it over for Hurley. Hurley off of Tucker, and then Vargas gathers it again for Miller now. Center of the field. All the way back and cleared up ahead, intended for Garrett Christensen, but too far. I believe it must have came off Kenny Laramie, and so the Bears should get another throw-in as some more substitutions come on for both sides. As we 4 minutes remaining here in this one tonight, no score. Bears Pioneers revisiting the classic rivalry from hockey, which of course will be played once again on December 23rd at Aldrich Arena.
Entering the match, number 4,
as the play comes back now, Mua. Mua with a shot on goal, stopped once again by Langer, and it appears that this White Bear attack has been focused on sending the ball in, getting opportunities, and making Langer make a mistake himself, as he almost did one there as a low line drive style ball gives the Bears another chance on the near side for Carroll. Carroll up ahead now for Ehlers. Back to Carroll on the near side. Sent in front, too far for Altman back into the game. And Miller will try to rush to it for White Bear Lake. As the Pioneers send it up ahead. Miller fighting for it, looking to gain possession, sends it back. And across as the Bears try to sweep here now for Thom. Thom comes in, turns it over, and the Pioneers look to have an opportunity. Schoenecker loses it to Mua before the Bears simply send it out of bounds, and will give Hill Murray another free kick with 3 minutes to go here in this opening half. Of course, no stoppage time in high school. Once the buzzer hits zeros, that will be it, no matter what happens. Even if the ball crosses the goal line after that time, that goal will not count. As the ball comes to Tom. Up ahead now as Geese is able to control it. He touched the ball with his hand after it went out. So Hurley will make the throw-in for Hill Murray. Hurley up ahead for Geese, intended for a header, but Schoenecker able to send it back as it goes high into the air. White Bear Lake controls before the Pioneers quickly get back there in order to start play once again. J.P. Yoakum sent it back onto the near side for Dornadin. Dornadin, center of the pitch, once again for Tucker Davies. Davies, long pass up ahead. Turns it over now, Miller. Trying to get around the defenders. The ball sails slowly out of bounds. There'll be a free kick coming for Hill Murray. Throw-in from Davies goes onto that far side, intended for Witsani. And I believe it did bounce out of bounds, and some more substitutions will come on for White Bear Lake. Vargas will come off to be replaced by Matthew Johnson once again. Long pass up ahead, controlled now by the Pioneers. Altman rushes quickly to the ball. Altman up ahead now for Johnson. But Carroll's able to get there first. Carroll looking to get around one defender. Slips around another. Carroll sends it now for Miller in the center. Miller for Carroll once again. Carroll, a shot on goal once again. Nice little diving stop, pushes it out of bounds. I believe it would have gone so anyway, but another shot opportunity on Matt Langer goes nowhere as we take a look at it here. Nice little opportunity, some great ball movement by the Bears to maybe change the direction of Langer in the way that he's going as they try to trip him up. And once again, Tischler will take this goal kick. Long
1 minute
pass
remaining in the period.
through the center of the pitch. Gathered by no one in particular as it bounces around. Bears try to keep play moving up ahead for Carroll. Carroll with a header. Tries to get it as it goes out of bounds, and the Pioneers, Hurley will throw it in. Hurley up ahead for Geese. Down now into the last minute, the 40th minute of this opening half. Tischler, long pass up ahead through to the center. They tried to get for Witsani. Witsani fighting now with Ehlers up ahead, and here's Witsani now for Schonecker. Schonecker tried to send it in. A whistle comes, and we should have a free kick as the clock continues to run. Here the Pioneer parents shouting hurry with 9 seconds to go. Tischler will take it. He should just shoot it on goal. Tischler, a long shot coming in, and the goaltender Hupert's able to squeak it up. As the clock hits zeros and the first half is complete, no score. Both teams with plenty of opportunities, nothing to show for it yet. But of course, with plenty of time left to go and a second half of play upcoming, we'll have lots to see. Bears, Pioneers, scoreless through one half. This is your home for Bear Soccer on SCC Sports.
This is the city where danger lurks. Today, a new creature walks among us, terrorizing innocent citizens. They prowl the streets alone and in packs, causing mayhem, destruction, and carnage. Warning. Until this threat can be contained, we must all be on the lookout for the dreaded digital Deadwalkers. They're not looking out for you.
Dude! Engage!
A public service safety message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, who want to keep everyone well connected.
Sorry.
With strong, healthy bones.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
You look incredible. Did you go tanning? Yeah, check it out. Jealous. Best spring break ever.
No.
You're getting so tan. Finals are the worst.
I'm so glad they're over.
We need some sun. I can't believe our friends are getting married. She looks amazing. Where's your tan? I can't go tanning anymore. Doctor's orders. It's melanoma. I'm stage 3.
Melanoma is the second most common cancer for young women, 15 to 29. Protect yourself. Protect your friends. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Here we are, everybody. Welcome back. Start of the second half of this rivalry matchup between the White Bear Lake Bears and the Hill Murray Pioneers. Here from White Bear Stadium on a beautiful August evening. School yet to start, but sports always ready to begin as the Bears start this second half. No score. Plenty of shots on goal for White Bear Lake and a couple for Hill Murray. Felt to me like White Bear Lake paced the game early, sent lots of shots on goaltender for Hill Murray. Double check his name here, Matt Langer. As the Bears get that opening kick, and play will begin once again as the Pioneers take control in their defensive half. As here's Altman starting play in this second half as the ball goes well up ahead to Schoenecker on the near side. As here's Ben Bonin. And a whistle comes here. Schoenecker takes the ball. Looks like a violation will be called, and Miller will send it up ahead to Carroll for this throw-in for White Bear Lake. Carroll ahead for Vargas. Vargas sends it back for Mua. Mua tries to get a round one guy. Vargas with a great tackle to push him off the ball as Vargas sends it ahead, and Mua will find the ball as it goes all the way back to Thom on that far side. Thom intercepted though by the Pioneers' Bonin. All the way back as it gets into the possession of Bradley Millard. Miller onto that far side as here's Mua. Mua across now for Schroeder. All the way up to Carroll on this side. Carroll for Miller. Miller trying to work around Bonin. Almost got it past the defense of Jack Murray, the midfielder for the Pioneers. As a nice ball tries to get through, but the Pioneers gain possession in the offensive half. Bonin working around the defense, sends a shot high and wide, and it will result in a goal kick for White Bear Lake. A nice opportunity for the Pioneers to start this second half as Bonin had some space on that far side and decided to take a shot of it. I noticed now that as we look out of this field, one Hill Murray player, Kenny Laramie, still sits on the hill on the far side of the play, seeming not to have returned to the bench. I wonder if that's because of injury, timeout, or something else, but certainly something I will keep an eye on as we can continue play. As an opportunity now for Altman. Altman had Langer down and out, and a great shot blocked nicely in front there by Jack Schwartz. As Schwartz sends it across as we take a look at Kenny Laramie on the hill. Looks like he's tying his cleats. Not 100% sure why he's sitting out there all by himself, but hopefully he comes back soon. It looks like the Pioneers will get a throw in here. As Hurley sends it for Tischler now in the center. Tried to get it across before Carroll raced to the ball. Carroll with a quick handball throws it in. As here's Vargas. Vargas knocked off the ball by Dornanen. As here comes Hill Murray back the other way. Turns it over before Murray's able to get it. Murray a long pass ahead for Henricks Henrik simply sends it out of bounds. And I believe the flag indicates offside, so White Bear Lake should get possession. As a senior goaltender, Colin Hubert, perfect so far, sends it up ahead for Carroll as we take a look at this opportunity for Hill Murray. Lots of space once again, but nothing to show for it for the Pioneers. As here's Mua. Sends it ahead through for Spencer Millard. And then gets all the way back for Casey Schroeder. Schroeder up ahead for Carroll. Turns it over now as Dornanden takes control. And the Pioneers try to send it up. Cross in front, too far. The intended passer as Tom sends it accidentally on goal, and Hubert has to come out to make that save, shutting down the Pioneer threat. As we take a look at the save, you can see off of Tom there. Just missed the kick, and then Hubert quickly gets to that ball in order to stop that opportunity. As a throw will come for White Bear Lake. As here's Carroll now. Carroll up ahead for Millard. Millard turns it over for Dornanden, and the whistle blew there. Not 100% sure what that is for. And play will start back the other way. As Grant Miller, the junior, will start play for White Bear Lake.
Free kick, White Bear Lake.
They'll get the free kick on this one. Normally you have to pay $2.50 for those, but this one they'll get for free. As here's Miller, sends it for Mua into the center of the field. Mua intended for Miller, who was streaking up the sideline, and a far ball intended for Bonin on the near side. It runs, it goes out of bounds, and White Bear Lake will get possession, and a goal kick for Hubert. The whistle blows, and we'll have another substitution here for White Bear Lake as some other players on. Of course, we did mention this was a double header here at White Bear Lake Stadium tonight. Bears Pioneers in the first game of this double dip, followed by the girls of White Bear Lake playing state champion Centennial. And of course, we'll have you for that one right after this one concludes. A thrilling night of high school soccer here in White Bear Lake. As Moon now controls for the Pioneers. Moon, long pass intended for Bonin as Bonin races to that sideline to save it. He was able to, I think, but the whistle does blow. And White Bear Lake will take control. As the goalie, Colin Hubert, will take it from his own goal box. Now in the 47th minute of this game, as the ball sent ahead for Carroll. Carroll heads it up as Moon takes control and sends it back. Up ahead now. Bouncing around in the center of the pitch. Looking for somebody to gain possession of this ball. As here's Polsky, who tried to send it ahead. Bouncing some more before Schonecker is able to get there. Schonecker looking for the ball before sending it all the way back to Tischler. Tischler on the middle of the center. Going all the way on that far side for Heinrichs. He'll watch the ball sail out of the bounds, and White Bear Lake will take possession. The throw-in reaches Mua first, as Mua sends it right back. A long pass up ahead will bounce out of bounds into the Pioneer bench. And the Pioneers throw it quickly in. As the ball bounces out of bounds once again, somebody was offside, and there'll be a goal kick upcoming for White Bear Lake. As here's Hubert now. Gets the ball to his own
Goal kick, White Bear Lake.
goal box as he looks to start the White Bear attack here. I've noticed that White Bear Lake seems to be struggling to get the ball up into the attacking half of the pitch, and Hill Murray seems to have had the better of the chances now in this half. As here comes a chance for White Bear Lake. Altman now on that far side. Altman working in, trying to get around one defender. Tackled down nicely. Another tackle as Millard goes down. The ball sails to the far side, and Hill Murray can take it back the other way. On the rush now as White Bear Lake cuts off the play. And Jackson Rush, senior defenseman, comes in for the first time. As here's Millard now. Millard sends it back for Mua now on that far side. Mua for Millard. Millard ahead for Altman. Leaves it there on the far side. Creating an opportunity. Centering pass in front. Handled briefly by Langer, dropped it, but quickly grabbed that rebound. So that way the Pioneers can start heading the other way. As the ball comes high, end over end, too far for the head of J.P. Yoakum as Mua controls for White Bear. Long pass up ahead onto the near side here for Austin Carroll. Carroll too far, bounces out of bounds, and White Bear Lake will take control. Hill Murray rather, as Dornenden they control. A throw-in intended for the center of the field, and Jack Murray. Murray onto the near side for Schoenecker, too far though. It'll go out of bounds, and another goalie kick coming for White Bear Lake. It's odd to me that
Goal kick, White Bear Lake.
as we take a look at the opportunity here for the Pioneers, it's odd to me that the team that has been shooting at the end into the sun seems to have had the better of the opportunities here tonight. With the White Bear Bears having it in the first half, and now the Pioneers having it here in the second half, as Tischler, a nice little spin move to get around Vargas. Sends a ball up ahead, but the only one who can get there is Hupert, and he'll start play once again. Hupert, a nice kick, sailing over the field before it's able to be gathered by the Pioneers again. Polsky now. Here's Polsky onto the far near side for Schoenecker. Schoenecker up ahead for Polsky now, trying to slip around some pressure. Schoenecker sends it right into the goal box area, but Casey Schroeder's able there to block the cross attempt, and it'll result in a corner for the Pioneers. As we take a look at the opportunity there, Schoenecker right into the shin of the defender Schrader, as Hill Murray sets up for a corner. As Polsky sends a cross in, defended nicely though by White Bear Lake, and it sets all the way back as Andrew Moon takes it defensively. Moon with a shot on, covered nicely there by Hupert. And White Bear Lake can look to respond. Hupert, high ball, sailing over the center, lands right on the base of the White Bear Lake B. As here's Millard. Millard sends it up ahead around the defense, onside. And they get around one defender, tries to center it back in front with a cross. It's just a little too far, and the Pioneers can take control once again. As Dornenden now sends it all the way back for Schoenecker, and then for Polsky again. As up ahead is Bonin. Bonin, nice ball there for Schoenecker. Schoenecker with two defenders back is pushed out of bounds at Miller to get that ball over the goal line, and we'll get a whistle. Some more substitutions will come on as we enter this 52nd minute of the game.
Entering the match for the Pioneers, number 24, Kenny Larmy.
And of course, there's Kenny Larmy back, as he seems to be the throw-in specialist for this Hill Murray team. Larmy throws the ball in, intended there for Polsky, but the Bears able to send it back through to the center. Tischler off of his head, and it goes bouncing towards that Hill Murray bench, but Dornenden's able to get there quickly. Dornenden, a nice cross ball in front, cut off nicely by Miller. Miller now for Carroll on this near side. Carroll looking up the pitch off of Laramie before Polsky's able to send it to the corner inside the goal box though, so the goaltender Hupert can come out and make that play. Hupert with a nice line drive kick, headed though by Henriks. Send it to the corner. It looks like it'll be a White Bear throw-in, as it should be, and it will. And I believe that'll be Jackson Rush who will come on to take it. Rush throws the ball up ahead. Comes off the head of the Pioneer, and they'll move the ball up a little bit further for this next White Bear throw-in. As it goes up off of a head. And again, they'll play this game all the way up the pitch, it looks like, as this one finally goes the Pioneers' way. Controlled on that far side. Dornenden will throw it in for White Bear Lake. Dornenden, a nice throw intended there for Bonin, and it will come back for White Bear Lake. Up ahead on that far side is a nice little run coming for White Bear, intercepted nicely though, as the Pioneers had it well defended. But once again, another throw-in coming for White Bear Lake. As the Bears set up on the far side of the field, intended for Millard on the far side. They'll get it right back and play catch once again. Mua now slips it across onto that far side for Schroeder. Schroeder for Carroll now. Carroll trying to work the ball around Tischler and does. Before White Bear Lake can gain possession once again. Gets it back now for Miller. Miller for Mua. Mua gets to the far side. Now Bears with numbers and play on side. A cross attempt will come back. Here's Millard. Millard sends it off a Pioneer. And Mua is able to collect that rebound before falling down. A whistle will come. We have a free kick. It's close to that goal box line. It looks like they'll call it just outside, so we won't see a penalty kick opportunity. But the Bears will get a free kick deep in the offensive half.
Free kick by Carolina.
It'll be Spencer Millard to take it for White Bear Lake. As they'll get another opportunity on a set piece here, do the Bears. Looking to draw first blood in this match. As Millard, right-footed kick, shot on goal, off the goaltender, rebound, score! Bears score first, a beautiful goal in front. I believe Karsten Kletty will get it, and the Bears lead 1-0. As we'll take a look at this replay, it looked like a rebound came off the goaltender Langer, and because the Bears were nice in short, as we'll take a look at this replay, came off of Langer, and then Karsten Kletty was able to clean up the clutter. And the Bears get on the board first, scoring for the first time this season and leading against the rival Pioneers 1-0 here in this second half of the game.
14, Karsten
As you can probably hear the PA announcement, Kletty scores in the 55th minute for the Bears to give them the first lead of this game. Bears certainly looking to add for more, though, as Millard sends a shot on. Carroll gathers it up nicely before sending it right back onto Langer. And the Pioneers will look to answer. Now, a great start for White Bear Lake if they can continue this success. When I talked with the head coach, Carl Gendy, who talked about the struggles that they had last season with getting leads and then maintaining them. A great start tonight and getting that first goal, and hopefully for the Bears, they're able to maintain that lead. As the Pioneers, Schoenecker sends it back for Laramie now. As a whistle sounds and it goes out of bounds. Of course, last year's matchup, as I was doing some research for that before this game, the Bears scored first in that one over in Maplewood at Hill Murray before Hill Murray scored 3 goals unanswered in order to win that one. As a turnover now, as Dorniden just missed it. And I believe it'll go in possession of White Bear Lake, and it will. So they'll get another throw-in on that far side here, 24 minutes and counting to go. As the Bears throw it in, Jackson Rush into the center of the field for Kletty, the goal scorer. Kletty back for Mua. And then Rush now gets around the defense of Geese before sending it in once again for Kletty. Kletty sends it back now for Altman. Altman tripped up, but because the ball was contacted, no foul coming there. And the Pioneers can go the other way. Schoenecker for Tischler now, center of the field. Tischler working around someone, sends it far up ahead. Miller's able to get there first, though, for White Bear Lake, and the Bears can maintain possession. Miller sends it back now before getting it once again to Mua. Mua for Kletty now, center of the pitch, skates around the defender. But the Pioneers are able to send it back once again, as here's Bradley Millard. Millard pushed off the ball, whistle blows. And we wait to see the official designation. Offside is called, as the Pioneers had one man just a little too far back, and the Bears will get a goal kick here. As we'll take a look at it here to see, indeed, as they were rushing, it looked like he had gotten there just a bit too quick, as the ball comes bouncing all the way through the center of the field, and Altman's able to get it ahead for Carroll on the rush, but Moon, defending nicely, gets it back. Moon now sent it back to the center. Rush with some nice play off of his knees to keep the ball alive. As here's Miller now. Miller Miller around one guy. Avoids the nice tackle there of Polsky. Forces the ball out of bounds, and the Bears will get another throw in here. As here's Miller. Bounces it off the ground to Altman. Gets it right back. Miller. Shot on goal, cross for Carroll with space. Sends it in front for Miller, but defended nicely by Moon, and the Pioneers can try to reestablish some control as Tischler takes control before getting around Millard. We talked about the familiarity of the players and the coaches with these teams. A rivalry long storied in hockey has translated well here to the soccer pitch. Many of these players went to elementary schools, middle schools, even practices with each other before high schools came and divisions and new lines were drawn between Pioneer and Bear. But friends off the pitch, rivals on it. Bears and Pioneers have been that for many a year, and with no doubt will certainly continue in the years to come here in White Bear Lake. As Schoenecker for the Pioneers sends it across, nobody's home. And Clayton's able to control for Carroll. Carroll off of the defender, Polsky. And another throw in for Carroll. Head for Altman. Altman gets around Moon for a nice cross with some wide open space on the far side. Up ahead now for Millard. Millard into the goal box, turns it over there for Dornenden, and the Pioneers can look to move the other way. Dornenden around one defender before losing it to Miller, but a nice little push off there gets it for Bonin. Bonin onto the far side now for Geese. Moving up ahead now are the Pioneers into the attacking half, off of the defender rush, so it should be a corner kick coming for the Pioneers. Unsuccessful so far tonight, and we'll see if this attempt is any different, as it looks like there'll be some substitutions coming on for Hill Murray as well. 3 men are standing by that substitution flag, but it looks like nobody's coming quite yet. They might add a 4th, as it'll be Tischler to take the corner for the Pioneers. Looks like they're running a couple of guys right in that goal box area, as here comes the substitutions. 4 coming on for Hill Murray, 4 coming off. So we will wait to see how they set this up. Now halfway done with the second half of play. Bears leading the Pioneers 1-0 on Karsten Kletty's goal in the 55th minute to give them the lead, as a cross from the corner in front, headed wide by, I believe that was Robert Witzani, the sophomore forward. And the Bears can get a goal kick and clear this Pioneer attack. As we take a look at the corner, nice little header there, just didn't quite get enough on it to send it on goal. And so the Pioneers will be 0 for their goal kicks once again, as the goal kick will now go to White Bear Lake. As Hubert can take it, but he has another man, Schroeder, with them back. Seems to be some sort of a delay as the clock continues to run. I'm not 100% sure what's going on, as some parents want them to stop the clock. They're yelling at me now. I have no control of the clock, despite what these kind folks here in the stands might think. As they'll reset the clock to 19:10 remaining here in the second half. And as we wait for play to resume here, yep, now the official comes over to request that the clock be set back to 19:10. I believe everything was okay. Our soccer team's warming up down the other side. There's some softball going on as well on the fields behind us, but nothing to really interfere with it, as the goal kick from White Bear Lake comes in, and the Pioneers are able to send it out for Kenny Laramie. And it'll be a throw-in for White Bear Lake, as Garrett Christensen takes it now. Christensen tries to go up ahead for Kletty. Kletty heads it ahead for Ehlers before Geese is able to control. Ehlers now takes it back from him, and up ahead now for Altman. Altman tries to get around 2 defenders with some speed now. Altman working to the corner. Still holding it in on that orange line as the out-of-bounds line for soccer. Is Miller now. Back for Altman now as they try to recreate the successful opportunity they had on their goal. Altman sends it on, and the goaltender there, Langer, is able to quickly gather that one up and start controlling the play once again. As a nice kick, not a whole lot of rotation on that ball. Sends it too far for Rush as he sends it out of bounds, and the Pioneers should get a throw-in on that far side. The throw-in now is, I believe that was Hurley who threw it in. Hurley now for Mua. Mua gets it to that far side as the Bears try to control through this middle of the pitch. Altman now, long cross ball intended there for Christensen, who gets there. Christensen tries to center it for Cletty. Cletty, another opportunity, and had some spin on that ball. But all that Langer has to do is fall down to take away the bottom of the net. And another nice opportunity for the Bears, stopped here by Langer as we take a look. Some great spin on the ball to try and throw off the goaltender in his vision and attempt to stop the ball. But unfortunately could not get past the goaltender Langer for White Bear Lake. As we'll get a whistle. And I believe somebody's looking at some equipment on that far side. And now we got somebody sitting down as a trainer comes out. This might be a little while, as I can see some substitutions are coming on. As we'll take a look nice and slowly at this apparent injury. It looks like that's Ben Bonin, who must have messed up some sort of a knee or something, some sort of a cramp, maybe didn't drink enough water on a hot summer day. Still down on the field as the trainer's taking a look at him, so we might have a little delay. Clock stopped, 16:54 remaining in this soccer match. We'll take a look now at the upcoming schedule here for Hill Murray, the boys soccer team. They play St. Paul Academy and St. Paul Como coming up. Their section opponents last year before some matchups with Forest Lake, Tartan, an improved Tartan squad, De La Salle, North, St. Paul Washington, St. Agnes, and St. Thomas Academy. A lot of Saints in there for the Hill Murrays school. I guess that's kind of ironic, but a tough schedule for them coming up. Now we'll take a look at the Bears as they'll play North St. Paul on Saturday. Southwest Minneapolis, I'm sure one of our coworkers, Sam, will be looking forward to that matchup. Hastings, Cretin-Derham Hall, St. Paul Academy, Roseville, Forest Lake, Duluth East, and Woodbury. Exciting matchups coming up here in this soccer schedule, and of course we'll be here for many of these matchups as fall sports look to begin. We'll be here a week from today as the White Bear Lake Bear football team will start their schedule against the Centennial Cougars, and hopefully a improved White Bear football squad as well. A shot on goal, nice little save there by Langer. Gets it back to the outside where the Pioneers try to control. Is a great battle going it for now. Tischler and 13 for White Bear Lake. Now 2-on-1 as each gets tripped up. The whistle blows, and it should be a foul called on Hill Murray, and White Bear should get a free kick. And it'll be Miller coming in to take the free kick inside of that first goal box line onto the far side, basically on the goal line if this were field, if this were football rather. And Miller waiting as the defense gets back. The cross in front, headed just wide, and the Pioneers should be able to take control. But a great opportunity and a great free kick for the Bears there. Goes unused completely, and the Pioneers will look to tie this one up. As we take a look at the free kick now. Some nice opportunity, a good little cross there. Missed a couple of heads. Certainly some successful play here for the Bears rather, in this one here tonight. The ball comes to the center of the pitch. Hurley sends it well up ahead, intended for Heinrichs, before it's gathered by Rush for White Bear Lake, out of bounds, and it looks like it will go in the possession of the Bears. Rush throws it in off of one man before it comes out, and the Pioneers defended nicely as Heinrichs was able to fake out the player in order to keep play moving. As the ball goes in now, Rush loses it briefly before Heinrichs races around him, could not save it. Offsides is called, and the Bears will get a goal kick.
Goal kick, White Bear Lake.
As here's the goaltender Hubert now, looking to start play for White Bear Lake.
Entering the match for White Bear Lake, number 15, Austin Carroll.
And it looks like Schroeder was the one who sent that ball in. As play will continue now as Heinrichs tries to send it ahead for the Pioneers, as there's Yoakum, JP, who sends it ahead before Rush takes control in the battle of the sevens. Yoakum takes it, the Pioneers offside once again,
Goal kick, White
and it'll be a goal kick for White Bear Lake. Here's Schroeder. Schroeder sends it through to the center of the field, intended for a number of Bears. For Ehlers is able to gather, and Ehlers looked like it went off of the Pioneer defender Ethan Hensler, the midfielder rather. And White Bear Lake will have another throw-in. Miller, as a whistle sounds, and we should have some substitutions coming on here. Looks like 3 Pioneers coming on and replacing them. As another Pioneers down tying his shoe. That'll be JP Yoakum. I believe I heard a parent shouting, "Quickly, JP." Because of course the clock does not stop for shoe tying instances.
Number 20, Joel Schoneker, and number
As the ball comes in now, as Tischler tries to reach for it, but Mua is able to gather control. Mua turns it over now for Cletty, as Cletty, the lone goal scorer in this one, sends it onto the far side for Carroll. Carroll racing into the center of the pitch, a shot on, bounces, and rolls into the goal crease area. But unfortunately, the goaltender Langer was able to get there for Hill Murray. As Langer, a nice boot right-footed kick, gets it all the way back over the head of a couple of people, I believe. Okay, now we are back. That was good. We seem to be having some technical difficulties. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe my mic must be cutting in and out. Or maybe it's just that late summer sun getting to me. I'm not 100% sure, folks. As here's Tischler now. He'll take the free kick for Hill Murray. As the Pioneers look to set up an opportunity, Tischler, right-footed kick, sent into the goal box, cut off nicely before it's knocked out of the air. Pioneers, and a great diving stop there by Hubert to shut out any opportunity for the Pioneers. I'd love to get that one back quick so we can take a look at that. As here's Hubert now. As he takes the ball, again the right-footed kick high end over end the pitch. And Moon taking control. All the way into the box now, too far for any Bear, and Laramie's able to take control for White Bear. For Hill Murray, rather. Moon. Up ahead now for Tischler. Tischler sends it across for Geese. Geese up ahead now onto that far side. I believe that's Hurley now who's moved up. Hurley centering pass in front, and a great save there by Hubert to shut the door once again for White Bear Lake. As we take a look now at the save, a nice little sliding stop. He knew exactly where the ball had enough time and space to make that save. And as a result, he's able to clear the box out. Bears seem to be playing back a little bit here as Rush sends it the other way. Rush now for Carroll. Carroll sent it through, tried to rather, before Moon's able to take control for Hill Murray. An opportunity now the other way, intended for Carroll, cut off nicely though by Dornenden. Before the Bears take control once again, Ehlers fighting before Tischler can take control for Hill Murray. Tischler now. Moving in, a pass all the way with some space now for Hurley. It might be too far, and it rolls out of bounds. We'll get another timeout and a substitution coming on for White Bear Lake with 10 minutes to go now in this one. Of course, 10 minutes to go. 1-0 Bears lead on the goal by Cletty in the 55th minute of the game. First goal of the season, as this is opening night for soccer, both boys and girls across the state of Minnesota. Of course, a doubleheader here tonight at White Bear Stadium. The girls will entertain the Centennial Cougars coming down from just Highway 35W in order to play this one here as Schoenecker races back with a bear. It's Garrett Christensen sent in front now. Millard will simply clear the ball out, but racing to it is Carter Ehlers. Ehlers tries to get through, gets around Moon. Ehlers lost possession inside of the ball, and it gets back sent the other way by Laramie. Laramie is, a whistle blows, I believe it was a handball as JP Yoakum fell on it. It looks like Tischler will go the other way as it must have been a foul called on White Bear Lake and a free kick coming for the Pioneers, down 1.
Free kick.
So here's Tischler, the right-footed specialist. Takes all the free kicks for the Pioneers. Tischler, a shot high and over end, right to the gloves of Hubert. An easy save for him. As here's Altman trying to go the other way. Altman racing to the ball against Tischler. Tischler wins that battle, but Altman takes it back. Altman turns it over for Dornenden on that far side. For Tischler now. Tischler who sends it out, and the Bears will get a free kick on that far side. Up ahead now, the throw-in went intended for Carroll, but came off the back of Dornenden. It goes out once again. Dornenden puts his hands up, and it looks like it'll be Pioneer ball. Head coach Carl Gendy not quite sure why it happened, as he looks to be frustrated with the officiating. But nevertheless, it'll be a free kick for Tischler, a throw-in rather. And the Pioneers will get the play going here. 8 minutes now remaining in this first game of the season for White Bear Lake and the Pioneers. Both teams looking to start off on a strong note. For the Pioneers, a tie or a win would do them well, and for the Bears, they want to hold on and maintain this lead that they have. He's up ahead now. Playing back was Carter Ehlers, trying to create a rush. Ehlers trying to get around 2, turns it over as he gets it back himself. Ehlers now. Ehlers racing now as here's Altman. Altman into the attacking half. With some space and an opportunity, Altman sends it back before it goes to Yoakum. Yoakum for Laramie. Laramie gets it back for Yoakum, but Tischler takes that pass himself. Way up ahead, here's Schoenecker now. Schoenecker sends it ahead for Witzani. As he gets it back now, does Witzani, before turning it over to Mua. Mua with the ball, Mua turns it over to Geese. Geese working up ahead, a long pass intended for Hurley on that far side. Gets sent all the way back to Tischler in the center of the pitch. Tischler, long ball coming in. Before it's cut off by Witzani, tried to get Miller pushed off the ball, but could not do so. Miller slowing it down, realizing that now with the lead they can take their time as Ehlers tries to get around 1. Ehlers turns it over before Dornenden's able to clear it back the other way for Hill Murray. Up ahead now for Millard. Millard working in around 1 man as Altman sends it onto that far side for Austin Carroll. Carroll now with time and space gets around a couple of defenders and another, and they have a 2-on-1 opportunity. Carroll's shot goes wide left of the cage, and another good opportunity with some great possession for White Bear Lake just goes empty, as a couple of those shots have gone just wide. As we'll have some more substitutions coming on and some fresh legs get ready to go for this White Bear Lake team. And it'll be a goal kick upcoming for Hill Murray as number 11, Andrew Moon, as we've seen many times tonight, stands back in that goal box, sending it well up ahead. Too far for any Pioneer, and Spencer Millard's able to take control. Here's Millard sprinting down that near side. Millard gets it up ahead and goes out of bounds, and the Pioneers can take control with 5:29 and counting here to go in this second half. Up ahead, the throw-in from Hill Murray, cut off by Millard before Altman's able to get it. Altman spinning around. Sent back, Bonin onto that far side for Hurley now. Hurley hurtling over the ball, trying to keep play alive for his team before the Bears are able to send it back to the corner. A long ball up ahead, not out of play, and so the Pioneers have to play it. Intended pass for JP Yoakum. bouncing, and it'll sail out of bounds off of his foot, and it'll be a throw-in coming for White Bear Lake.
Goal kick, White Bear Lake.
So as the Bears, with 4 minutes now remaining, look to keep their streak of play alive here against Hill Murray, as Casey Schroeder stands in the goal with Hubert, and Schroeder will take the ball, a high line drive kick intercepted by Geese in the center of the field, cut off by Altman. Altman now sends a long ball. It's too far for anybody, and so the goaltender Langer will come out and take it for White Bear Lake. Langer's kick goes high end over end, and a nice little header sends it up ahead, as there's Matthew Johnson now, who had it before getting it to Altman. And the ball over the head before Andrew Moon cuts it off, trying to keep play alive. I believe he did, as nobody seemed to have stopped. Mua for Altman now. Altman into the center of the pitch, a shot high over the head of everybody into that second goal. I believe it just went wide instead. And so the Bears seem to be in killing the clock mode now, as any shot on goal that bounces out of bounds will certainly add to the time that they have taken off the clock and give them a potential win here tonight. As here is Laramie now. Laramie into the center of the pitch, turns it over now for Johnson. Up ahead come the Bears. A little bit too far for anybody, and Yoakum will simply send it out of bounds to stall this White Bear Lake attack. As the Bears look to take their time, they'll send it back all the way into the center of the pitch, intercepted by Schoenecker, and the Pioneers will start their run the other way. Schoenecker, long pass up ahead for Bonin. Bonin off of one defender, and the goaltender miscommunicated almost with his defense as he came out to play it. But an opportunity that could have turned dangerous for White Bear Lake goes by the wayside as we take a look at this great run by Bonin and some almost miscommunication as the goaltender Schroeder let it right into the gloves dangerously of the White Bear netminder. Up ahead now for Johnson come the Bears. Johnson leaves it back on that side, and they have a 3-on-2 opportunity as the shot goes high and wide. And so with 2:22 and counting,
Goal kick, Pioneer.
the Pioneers will get a goal kick. As Andrew Moon will sit back with that ball. Of course, teams have timeouts that they are able to use should they choose to. And Moon's kick, a line drive, intercepted by Johnson nicely, who read the play well. As the Pioneers can control once again in the center of the field. Tischler working around Altman, hits it off of his leg, and it goes out of bounds once again, continuing to wind that clock down for White Bear Lake. As Tischler takes it on the far sideline. Tischler throwing it in, intended for Yoakum, pushed down. No whistle will blow on that opportunity as Laramie takes control for Hill Murray. For Geese now, up ahead. Intercepted by Altman now for White Bear Lake. Altman racing up the center of the pitch too far as Carroll's able to get there and challenge Laramie for the ball. Carroll now into the corner. Carroll working with the ball. He'll send it back out of bounds, and now that we are nearing a minute, play will have to rush. As here's Altman now setting up in the attacking half. Altman now for Miller as we get that 1 minute announcement. Altman will play the ball on the sideline. In the event that they do shove it out, it would kill more of the clock. Altman fighting with Laramie for the ball aggressively. As we await for another whistle. Clock continues to wind now, 40 seconds and counting. As Hill Murray will get a free kick. Ball up ahead, intercepted by Millard. Millard onto the near side for Altman right along that sideline. Altman sends it ahead past the defense, and Carroll's shot off of the goaltender, sends it right back on. Opportunity in front, and another opportunity. Great save there, and a shot in the goal! The Bears follow up the opportunity. Matthew Johnson scores in the 80th minute. Bears lead 2-0. The senior forward Johnson able to bury a rebound after the Bears kept swarming. And in the 80th minute, it is 2-0 White Bear Lake on a great goal similar to that first goal that the Bears had tonight. A greasy goal, opportunities right in front, smothered up by rebounds. And we'll take a look at the rebound. A nice little cross from Altman, and then some battling up front. And a great little play there as Pioneers try to respond back with a goal, at least for some pride. To be able to cut this lead in half, the clock winds down, it hits zeros. And in this first edition of the rivalry matchup this season between the Bears and Pioneers, White Bear Lake is victorious with a 2-0 victory over the Hill Murray Pioneers. As you can hear over the PA announcement, this game is over. 2-0 White Bear Lake the final. I'm Alex Westhead for all of our crew here at SCC Sports. We want to thank you for joining us here tonight. This is your home for Bear soccer here on SCC Sports.